Hi everybody, welcome to LDRS Creative. We are in Chile, Michigan, and we're so happy to see you guys. We've been talking about everybody who's coming in from all over the place. We've got people from Florida. Let's see. We have Jesse French from Daytona Beach, Florida. We were just in Florida. We were in St. Petersburg for HSN. Who else is here? Let me see. Michael Hansen from Florida as well. Oh, it says Pat from Florida. Susan from Salem, Oregon. Susie is here from Illinois. Oh, and I know Carol Weatherspoon is here too. Hi, Carol. Let's see. We have Fabi, I guess, from Miami. Welcome. And who is here? Oh, my goodness, so many people. Margie from Kentucky. Phyllis is from Oregon. I know that Janet is here from Ohio. Diana from Idaho. All over the place. Cindy Costa is here. Who else is here? Jonna from Kentucky. Marie is here from, let's see, it's scrolling too fast, from Simi Valley, California. Pamela says, greetings from California. Teresa's here from upstate New York. I know we had somebody, I think it was a Gail from Sterling Heights, Michigan, just a few doors down from us. Well, so many people coming in. Thank you guys so much. Oh, who's checking in from Tampa? Kim is checking in from Tampa. We just flew out of there yesterday morning on the 6 a.m. flight. Yeah, that was after we were on HSN and Home Shopping Network in St. Petersburg yesterday, day before yesterday. It's all a blur, but it was really great. We had our first shows at 7 a.m. We ran all through the day, and we finished up at midnight, and then we were at the airport, I think by 4:15 in the morning, and flew home, and then, well, I went to bed, so Ellen went to the office. But oh my goodness, even from Hawaii, Leona's here she says, aloha from Hawaii, very, very cool. Yes, Carol, Florida is in the house tonight. Janet from Virginia, so many people. Hi, everybody. Oh, so exciting. So we were on, as I said, we were on HSN yesterday, and we had, how many kits did we have on? We had six shows we did on HSN, plus we also had our mini slimline, the mini slimline envelopes. And so I thought it would be really fun to show you guys to actually play with one of the kits that we had on HSN. It's the Christmas Floral Stamp Stencil Die Kit. So for those of you that have it on order, I know they're really, really quick to ship, so you might even be getting yours in the next day or so. For those of you that don't even know what I'm talking about yet, I'm going to show this to you guys, and we're going to be creating with it tonight. This is one of my favorite products that we have. I love our stamp, stencil, and die sets. They make crafting easy and gorgeous and just a dream to work with. So we're going to be playing with that tonight, and I'm going to do something with Christmas for it, but what I really want to show you is, even though it's called a Christmas floral, you can use this all year long just by changing up your sentiments, because it really is just a floral, right? I mean, heck, we can use those all the time. It's not like specifically a poinsettia or anything. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to have my husband, Alan, who is also my producer. He's going to switch the camera. We're going to get rolling. Number two. Alrighty, so here is the set. If you guys are familiar already with our stamp, stencil, die sets, all right, then you already know kind of how this works. And so to begin with, everything is sold. It's sold as a set when you get it from HSN. You go to hsn.com, and you can just search LDRS Creative, Christmas Floral. Linnea might even have that up there and linked if you're interested in it. But we've got a 4x6 stamp set. Here you can see on the back a beautiful colored image of it already. The way that this works is we have 3 sentiments in here. You know how to use sentiments. But this stamp right here, this is one stamp, and it has 5 floral images on it. So when you stamp this, you stamp them all at one time. When you go to die cut it, you're going to use one die. It's going to just go through your die cutting machine one time, and it's going to pop out all of those florals, but individually, so you can create your own wreaths and bouquets and you know, like swags and things like that. Now for the stencils, these are our layering stencils, and I am going to walk you through some stenciling with these so you can see really how they work. Notice it says alignment guides here. There's 4 layering stencils in here. Ignore that's just a bag, a warning, suffocation warning we're required to have because it's a plastic bag. But I'm going to show you how these layer up, and I'm going to explain those alignment guides to you and what makes our alignment guides so special. So we're going to get going. I want to show you kind of real quick what we're going to be making because I've already been playing. I literally did all these in about 10 minutes. It doesn't take any time at all. I did some of them in some purples. All right, some purples. Some pinks. I literally sat down and did these, like I said, in about 10 minutes just to kind of mass produce and just kind of play and have some fun. And then we're going to be creating with these. And we're going to do some now in some Christmas colors. So we're going to get started with, I've already stamped an image here. Now I do want to explain something to you real quick. Now I did not stamp this with our hybrid inks. If you wanted to stamp it with, or the reason I didn't stamp it with hybrid inks is because I didn't want to emboss it. And what the reason for that is, Anna, will you come into camera 3? Our hybrid inks, if you're not familiar with them, first of all, a hybrid ink is a combination ink. So it's a combination of a pigment and a dye ink. So it's going to have kind of a mix of properties of both. And basically what that means is that this is kind of a go-to ink. You can grab this if you want to stamp and then color with watercolors. If you want to stamp and then, if you want to do some color blending with it, if you want to stamp and color with alcohol markers or stamp on fabrics, glossy surfaces, wood, so on and so forth. It's really a go-to ink. You can emboss with this as well. So I can stamp with this, and the trick is, because it is a combination ink, it's not going to dry instantly, so it's going to give you a little bit of drying time so that you have enough time to get your embossing powder on top of it, and then you can go ahead and heat set it and emboss that, and it's going to be absolutely stunning. Now, had I stamped with my hybrid ink, this is the Raven, had I stamped with that, I would have had to emboss it, which is fine. I just didn't want to do the extra step. Because I'm mass producing, I wanted to work really fast. The reason I would have to emboss it is when you're working with the same type of ink, meaning if I'm going to use my hybrid inks to stamp with, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to color blend, rubbing over that with my blending tool over a stencil, one ink is going to reactivate the other ink, and it's going to end up smearing because it's the exact same ink. They reactivate each other. So that's going to be the case if you're working with, like your Tim Holtz distress inks. It's going to be the same thing with those. If you stamp with one and then you go to color blend over the other one, it's going to reactivate. You're going to get some smearing. So if you're going to be doing this kind of thing, you want to stamp with a different kind of an ink unless you want to emboss. So I went ahead and I happen to have a Memento black ink. And I stamped everything with Memento. It doesn't give me as rich a black color as our hybrid ink Raven does, but for this purpose, it's perfectly fine, and I'm not going to be very concerned about it. So basically what I did is I had a whole stack of these, and I got my Misty out, put my stamp on here. I'm going to show you the stamp because I told you I was going to kind of explain this to you. It is one stamp. It is a large stamp. This is the one that is well loved, the one that I used. So I basically put let me flap this over real quick just to show you what I did. Put this in here and collected it on there, inked it, stamped it, changed the paper, inked, stamped, and I did a whole bunch of those, so I had a small little stack of these. Mass producing, you want to do each task, to completion. That's the way it's going to be faster. So I do all my stamping first, and then when I came in with my stencils, I did one stencil at a time on each of those. So we're going to get to the stenciling real quick right now, because that's the part I really want to show you. So this is my used set of stencils. Now, let me hold this up here. Now this, you're going to see some ink is on there because it's going to stain a little bit, and that's fine. I actually like that. I prefer it because it helps you to really see all the ins and outs of the stencil. So if you look at this, you will see that it has a 1A right here kind of etched right there. Gotta get the light to catch it. There's a 1A there. That lets you know it's the very first one. Now when you look at this, you can see everything is cut out on there. You don't see any alignment guides. All right. I'm going to go to stencil 1B. And as I turn this one, you can see 1B here. And this is a great place right up here to see those alignment guides. Do you see how some of that is cut all the way through and some of it is just etched? Okay, see that little line up there? That's just etched. All of those etchings, even like, for example, the stem here, all right, that one, that is etched. There's etchings all over the place that will line up with what we will stencil with the first stencil. That is like a really cool thing because that means that no matter where I start stenciling on my craft paper, I'm going to be able to line up those alignment guides that are on the stencil with what I just stenciled. Why is that special? That means I don't have to start in the corner. I don't have to start like on my page. I don't have to start like stenciling in the very corner and then always put the next stencil in the corner and so on and so forth. You might be stenciling on a larger scrapbook page or whatever it is. All of our stencils are going to work this way when we have layering stencils. You're not going to have to worry about stenciling over a little tick mark or something, right? A little square or something that you have to line up all your stencils with every single time. Your alignment guides are actually the image. So that makes it really easy. And then each of those, this one is 2A. You can see there's a lot more alignment guides on this one. It helps you line up very easily no matter where you start stenciling. All right. So your first stencil will not have alignment guides. That one is going to kind of set the stage for everything. And then all subsequent ones will. So let's get started on this. I'm going to get my tape. I love this tape. It is, this is mint tape from scrapbook.com, and I absolutely love it. I think they have a hard time keeping it in stock. Let me flip this over, and I'm just going to line this up. You're going to see that all these images are going to line up really easily. And the cool thing about the way that we do these sets is you stamp once, and then you're going to stencil the images, because there's more than one, all at the same time. So stencil 1, I'm going to start with green. The two greens that I'm going to be using are key lime pie, and then I'm going to use olive branch for the darker shades of green, for those shadows. Now somebody had asked the question, I noticed, I oftentimes go through and look at all the comments and stuff to see if there's any questions that didn't get answered. And I know last week somebody had said, Angie, why do you rub your thumb over that every time? And I think somebody said, I think she just likes the feel of it, which actually is true because they're so soft. But the reason actually is, remember I mentioned this is a combination ink. So it does, you know, I always, when I'm done, you'll see this is my messy stuff here, right? So when I'm done stenciling, I will go in and I will clean my brush off like this. And periodically, I actually have a cleaner that I'll use for it. But in the interim, if I leave ink sitting on there, when it starts to dry, then some of the bristles, you know, might kind of stick together a little bit. So I always like to rub my thumb over it just to separate the bristles and know that they're really soft and you know that it's all going to be really smooth. So that's why I do that. So I got my key lime here, and I'm just going to go very gently in circles over each of these. Now I will tell you, when you have really intricate stencils like this, you know, we have a lot of ins and outs with the stencil. So you do want to make sure be a little gentle with the stencil. I'm going to show you on this one, for example. You know, there are some pieces here that aren't connected, right? So there's like a little edge here. Those little edges you don't want to lose. So you don't want to be brushing really, really hard on your stencil because you don't want any of those edges to pop up. That can happen because these are intricate and they're really detailed. There's like some of these pieces here, like right here where the ends are not connected to anything. You just want to be careful with those. So I'm going to go ahead, let me get a little piece of scrap paper over here, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe any excess off of here, just gently. Somebody had asked the question too last week, did I have anything on my, I don't know, what do you call this thing, this little rag? Did I have any cleaner on it? Which I don't. I don't have any cleaner on it. I do have just water on here, but I will tell you this. I do, especially when I'm going from like one color to the next, I don't worry about it on the ones where I have green, and I'm always going to be doing leafy green colors. But when we get to the florals, I will actually clean my florals oftentimes with our cleaner because I don't want the inks, I don't want the colors to mix and transfer where I don't want them to be. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. So now I'm going to go on to stencil 1B right there. And I've got, let me get this lined up here. You can see all my little alignment guides. I can also see what I've stenciled through it too. And I'm going to go ahead and tape. Cindy Patty is saying, can you stencil first and then stamp the image? You can. You can actually do that. I haven't done that. My only reservation is, how perfectly can you lay the stamp over it afterwards. The great thing about these stencils, by the way, since Cindy has brought this up, you don't even have to stamp the image. You can just start stenciling, and you can get beautiful no-line coloring with your stencils and not even stamp at all. But when you're going to lay that stamp over the top of it, I haven't done it yet, so I don't know how easy it is to line things up. Oh, no. It looks like, somebody's got to get in there and click on the little 3 buttons or whatever and get rid of, I don't know what's wrong with those people, why they feel they have to do that. You wonder when people put things out there, it's like, are people just sitting at home with nothing to do? And I mean, are they sitting there laughing and giggling? Because that's when they put messages out there, it's like they're just cracking themselves up. Is that what happening? Is that what happened? I don't know.
But 84% of people have found love.
I guess you got to just feel bad for people who, that's all they've got to do. But anyway, that's my thinking. Let's just all feel bad for them. Okay, so here is my next stencil. Look how pretty that is once you start adding in those shadows. So I'm going to go ahead again and get this one cleaned off real quick. I did some of these too where I didn't use green for the leaves. I used like beautiful, like soft, kind of like blue grays. Absolutely beautiful. Don't think you have to stick with traditional, colors all the time. You can really change it up. All right, so the next one here, this one is stencil 2A. So now we've moved on to 2, which is the flowers. So the 1s were the leaves, the 2s are the flowers. We have 2A, and we're going to line this up. And so, Cindy, in answer to your question, though, I don't think I really answered it. The only reason I hesitated in my answer is because I haven't done it. So I haven't stamped after I've stenciled. I have stenciled first. I have stenciled only and gotten no line coloring. And so I'd hate to say, yeah, that's so easy to do when I haven't done it. So, fault me for honesty, I guess. I don't know. All right, so soft kisses. I'm going with Christmas colors on this one, so we're going to move into some beautiful reds. So now I'm going to get these little berries in here, this is actually starting out in a beautiful pink, but it's kind of a light red, actually. And get these little berries over here. So, so pretty. Yay, so, so pretty. I love this set. I think it's just so gorgeous. All right, let's lift that up. Look how pretty. Now you can even leave it like that. If you don't want to use the last stencil, you can leave it just like that. All depends on how much detail you want. Now what I would do, if I had like 5 of these, let's say, I would have done all 5 with stencil 1, and then all 5 with stencil 2, And then all 5 with stencil 3, you know, just grab the next one and keep going without cleaning my stencil first. I just move from one to the next, and so on. That's how you do it really fast. And now we're going to move on to stencil 2B, or not 2B. That is the question. But we're going to say yes, it is 2B. Or not 2B. Oh gosh, Angie. There we go. So you can see those alignment guides. I don't know if you can see them. I kind of have an angle here. I can see how they lay perfectly over there. So now we're going to move to red. This is the Kiss Me Red. And I do want to change my brush to a beautiful red, nice and soft. And now these reds are going to, this layer is going to give me like detail. It's going to give me like shadows. And it's going to give me 2 different colors of berries. So, so pretty. There we go. All right.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, another troll. What is wrong with those people? All right. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that stunning? Oh, I love it. I absolutely love this set. So now you can see what it looks like in traditional colors. Now here's what I will do. This is what I was going to talk to you about too. See how this stencil now has that red in there? Okay. If I were to go now with, let's say, yellow, it would pick up that red because I'm using the same kind of ink. Remember, the inks will reactivate. So it'll pick up that red and it'll turn everything, it'll turn that yellow to orange. So I'm going to go ahead with my Extreme Clean, and I'm going to go just gently over this. And that's going to pick up any of that extra residue. It's not going to totally and completely clean my stencil, but anything that would come off of it if I went to a lighter color, it's going to leave some staining behind. But I know, I'm confident now that I've cleaned it with my Extreme Clean, that it got off anything that is not stained or anything that would have been reactivated with a lighter color. And then I'm going to go ahead and just gently dry that off. Okay? There you go. So now you can really see those beautiful alignment guides on there. So awesome. Okay. So from here, we're going to go ahead with our die now. And we're going to call Misto Hunt over here.
Bobby was asking if you have any samples in other colors.
Any samples of the flowers?
Yeah,
Right here.
in other colors.
Yep, I did some in purples. I actually have 2 different purples here. One is a little bit lighter, so that's a little bit lighter purple. Here's another, there's a combination of darker and lighter. Here's some in some beautiful pinks, lighter pinks and darker pinks. And then this is actually a combination of some of the purple and the pink together. I was going to do some in yellow, I just didn't have time. But yeah, and then you can also do it where the leaves are not in greens. You could do the leaves in beautiful like aquas and blues, dusty blues and stuff. So, I mean, you can do any color on these flowers and they become flowers for any time of the year, for any season, and for any occasion. So it's so, so pretty. Somebody says, Jesse is saying, is it too late to get it now on HSN? It shouldn't be.
No.
It should still be out there. I think they still had some.
Linnea sent the link. There it is.
Yep, Linnea's got the link there. If you want to get it on HSN, they still have some.
There's lots of other products too.
This is true. There are a lot of other products.
I think,
If you
this link, I think will, well.
Yeah, if you actually go to hsn.com and then do a search on LDRS Creative, you'll see a whole page of our products, and all of our new items were out there as well.
And sort by newest.
Anlin said you can sort by newest. Okay, so I'm going to put this here so we have something on the screen. Actually, let's go like this. So I'm going to have Alan run this through for me, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of cleanup while he does that. just so that I'm ready for the next phase of what we're going to do. Here we go. This over here. And then here we go. Look how easy. They just pop out. Well, they pop out when they're not taped in. Look how beautiful these are. Oh my gosh, I love them. Pop that one out. That one out of there. All right. One die, run it through your machine one time, and you get all 5 of these gorgeous little florals. And so now if I add this, isn't that so pretty? I mean, even that doesn't have to be Christmas, right? You can use reds and pinks all year long as well. We were very careful not to make these Christmassy flowers. So, so pretty. The Christmas part of the set is the sentiments. So your sentiments have, it's the most wonderful time of the year, warmest wishes this holiday season, and Merry Christmas to you and yours. But I wanted to be very careful and make sure that you got something that you could use year-round. So, next up, aren't those so pretty? Next up, we're going to create a card, or 2. Brenda says it would be pretty for Mother's Day. I agree, absolutely gorgeous. For any time. Alan, will you go ahead and switch to camera 2 so we have a little more on the screen at one time? There we go. Let's put those up there. Aren't those so pretty? So here I have, here I come to save the day. Anybody know who that is?
Everybody knows who that is.
Well, don't say it. And who knows that? Here I come to save the day. Who says it? All right, so I have 4 card bases here, all in white. My card bases I made out of Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock, and I made them all top folding. I don't know if we'll make 4 cards today, but that's just what I did. So this started out as an 8.5. It is Mighty Mouse, yay! Janet says Mighty Mouse, absolutely. Oh, and Beth got it too, and Maria, Margie, everybody's getting it. Mighty Mouse. Okay. So this started out as an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I cut it at vertically at 4 1/4 inches, and then I scored it at 5.5. I did it with all of them, so all 4 of these are top folding, and then I have a bunch of just A2 pieces ready to go. I like to have some of these things ready to go all the time. Where do you get trays to store your die pieces? Oh, Stephanie is asking. This was actually from Amazon.com. If you'd go to Amazon and type in what did I type in? Artist paint tray, ceramic artist paint tray, or something like that.
Angie's favorite things.
Yeah, Angie's favorite things. You'll find a bunch of them. I like this one because I like the size of it, and then I can put little things in here if I need them, like, you know, little beads or little, I don't know what the heck they're called right now. My mind is a blank. Like little enamel dot things and just little pieces that can go in there, and I absolutely love them. So the white tray, yes, it is ceramic. It said, she says, is it a serving plate? You're going to type in artist, I think it's an artist paint tray or something like that, and you'll find these. Okay, so let's see. What have I got? Oh, and then I also went ahead and cut. These are all A2 sized, and for those of you that are wondering what A2 size is, A2 is 4 1/4 wide by 5.5 inches tall. And so I knew what colors I was going to work with, and so I did like pink and red and a purple, and then I did some black just because I always like to have, you know, those as well. So we're going to get started, and we're just going to kind of have a little bit of fun. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to grab one of these in white. And I'm going to do something that one of our design team members did, and I thought it was really cool. I think it was Alina that did it. So I'm going to take one of these, this is my A2, and I'm going to trim 1/4 inch off of the long side and the short side. And that's going to allow me to put an edge in there with one of my colored cardstock pieces. So we're just going to toss that aside. And then I'm going to grab, you know, if you want to work with dies and you want to do something like fun with a cover plate or something, then you can do that. You know, let's go ahead and bring that camera back in. So I've got my little score buddy out here. I don't know if you guys have one of these, and I know I've had different types of scoreboards. Diana Crick is just amazing with the way she created this. I've had different ones, and I always go back to these. I started out with the big, the big Score Pal, but the Score Buddy is just, I got like 2 or 3 of these floating around all the time in my studio. I love them, love them. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, and you can kind of measure like, wherever it is you want to do this. Actually, I'm going to do it on the back side. There is a front and a back, if you're wondering why I'm saying the back side. When you trim your paper with a paper trimmer, you're going to feel the edge on the back. And I always put that edge on the back because I don't like to see it. I don't like to feel it. So I want the smooth edge is the top, and the edge, that cutting edge, is going to be in the back. So I'm going to flip this over to the back side, and I'm just going to score like 3 lines, all right? And I'm going to start, maybe I'm going to go about 1/2 inch up. And just score that through, 1/2 inch up from one end. I want to score that pretty well. I'm going to do another one 1/4 inch from that. And then I'm going to go one more 1/4 inch from that. So this is really fun. If you want to get some texture, but you don't want to use, like dyes and stuff like that. There you go. Look at that little bit of texture in there. Fabi is saying, thank you for answering so quick. I always catch the replay because I work during the live, but my schedule changed for this week. Awesome. Very, very good. Okay, so you see that? Just that little bit of texture. You can do things like if you want to do diagonals, you can come in here and do some really pretty diagonals across your page as well. If you want to create beautiful patterns, if you want to go around the edges, let's say I put 2 of these lines around the bottom. Maybe we'll do this with the next one. I'll come across here and here and here, and we'll just create a little frame. So we'll do that with the next one. It's just a fun way of playing with texture and keeping it simple. So from here, we're going to put this in here now, and we're going to line up one of these sentiments. Let's see, which sentiment are we going to do? It's the most wonderful time of the year. Let's do warmest wishes this holiday season. So I'm going to kind of figure out maybe where I want this to be. And let's see. Maybe I go like that. And maybe I go like this, thinner. Maybe a little tighter together there. Kind of fun. Put the smaller one, we'll figure it out. But I think that's pretty good placement. All right. And I'm going to stamp this in black. So I've got my Raven Hybrid ink. I've got my trusty Stampendable. A little tidbit about the Stampendables, we're almost out of these. If you don't have a Stampendable, or if you do have a Stampendable, need another one, or if you want to gift any of these, put them in a stocking stuffer, give it to a girlfriend or something for Christmas, now would be the time to do that, because we are running very, very low on them, and our next shipment will not be until probably the end of the first quarter next year. We shall see how quickly we can get that here. Has to come over on the ocean, so I'm going to go ahead, just apply a little bit of pressure. Look, don't even have to squeeze it. You can if you want. You're going to hold it here. You're going to hold it here. However, it's more comfortable. What's so funny?
You can hold it here, or you can hold it here.
You can. It's just,
it's like
so easy to use. I'm going to do it one more time just to get really, really dark, crisp. It's just so easy to use. It applies even pressure, and it frees up your hand so your hand doesn't get all tired. You're not squeezing anything. It has that beautiful felt on the bottom. I've been using this one for how long now? I don't know, a couple years, a year and a half, something like that. And it's still in perfect condition. So I'm going to go ahead with my Extreme Clean here. And this Extreme Clean is, if this stuff works on your hybrid inks like it does, it's going to work on just about any of of your inks. It's really, really beautiful. You know, there's going to be some staining to your stamp, but the reason I clean it is because anything that would come up if I stamped another ink on there, I've gotten that up and off of there. What did I do with my stamp set? How did I lose my stamp set? Oh. How do I lose things that are right in front of my face? My husband would always look into, my son too, but they'd look in the refrigerator and they couldn't find something. And so I would walk over there and I'd literally I'd move the milk and it was behind the milk. So that became my thing when they'd say, you know, where is the whatever? And I go behind them because they failed to move something on their own. Men don't like to move things. If it's not like right in the front row, they don't see it. So that was kind of the standard thing here. If somebody couldn't find, one of the men couldn't find something in the house, I would say it's behind the milk. Okay, let me get one of those card toppers that I had right here, or card bases, I should say. And we're going to work with the red. So I'm going to go ahead with a red card topper. And I'm going to put this right on the front here. Just like so. Looks like my card is a little bit bigger. Sometimes I don't cut them perfectly. Sometimes I'm off a little bit. So let's see if it fits that one better. Yep, it fits that one better. If I needed to, I would just trim this down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on here. Where's my trusty tape gun? And let's get this going. I like to get all four of the edges just to make sure that it stays down. Go ahead here. I need a new blade I can see on my paper trimmer. There we go. I think that is good. See, I don't have a beautiful clean cut there. All right, on this one here, I am going to do a little bit of foam. Now, if you don't want to use foam, you don't have to. But remember when I trimmed that 1/4 of an inch off of there? That's going to give me that little bit of red all around. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put that foam on there. I'm going to keep it really simple. Keep it nice and flat to go in the mail. It's still going to be beautiful, and we're going to have that beautiful texture right there. There we go. Make sure I get that centered. Look in the camera up there. Make sure I've got it going on there. And then I'm going to put, not sure which ones I want. Maybe that little one up there and that bigger one there. Actually, I think I like that. That looks really pretty. So we're going to do it like that. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on this. You could put foam behind it, but like I said, we're going to keep it simple. So it lays flat. No issues with shipping anything. All right. This glue goes on white. This is our craft glue. It goes on white, but it dries clear. And I like that. I like that it goes on white because I can see how much I've applied and where I've applied it. There we go. So pretty. Look at that. Very clean and simple. A little bit of detail at the bottom there. It's just gorgeous. I mean, who wouldn't like to get that in the mail? I think it's so pretty and easy to do. And in that stamp set, we had 5 flowers, right? 5 pieces. I've only used 2 of them. I can get at least 1 more card out of these. I can probably use, let's say, 2 of these together and use 1 of them by themselves. So I could probably get away with doing something like this on a card maybe. For those 2 maybe, something like that. And then use this one on its own. I mean, you can just play with them and have fun. So there's 1. let's go ahead and do something with, let's do purple. And I'm going to do the same thing here where I put the purple down. Let me put these reds back into my little tray here, and we're going to turn this around, and we're going to use purple. Alan, will you come in, out to camera 3 because I can't get this stuff, or up to camera 2. 2. He always makes fun of me because everything for me is camera 2. I get it wrong all the time.
Okay, all you gotta do is say the other 2.
Yeah, zoom in, zoom out. If I could do that, I'd get it right. If I could actually do that, that would make it much easier. All right, let's lay this one on here. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with this that I did on the first one. And I'm going to trim 1/4 inch off. Just because I want that little frame of color. Oops. And now this time, I'm going to play with this. So I can feel where my edges are. This is the top. Remember we talked about that? I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to actually score on the bottom of it. I can feel those edges, so I know this is the bottom side. And I'm going to come in at, let me see, I'm going to come in at 1/2 inch on all sides here. Do I want 1/2 or 1/4? You know what, I'm going to do 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch from that side. You want to score it really good. And then 1/4 inch on this side. And now turn it one more time, 1/4 inch. Score it really good. Now I'm using Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. It's 110 pounds, so this is good, thick cardstock. That's why I'm doing this several times, and it's not tearing my paper or anything. But see how pretty that is? I'm actually going to flip this over and do this, only because on, maybe not. Nope, I'm not going to. All right.
Did you happen to see Julie's
see if I can catch
question
that in there.
about your tape runner?
No, I did not. What's Julie's question about the tape runner?
She was asking about what's the difference between a big one and a little one.
With these,
Yeah.
you know what? Here's the thing. I do have these little tape runners, and I fiddle with these things, and I have so many issues with them. I know they're refillable and all that good stuff, but I've tried so many different brands, and I have not come across any that I like. Let's put it that way. They always have issues, and they almost always like clog or break or something before you even get to the end of it. This by Scotch is fantastic. It is a little bit big. It takes a few tries to get used to it, but I mean, this thing is just amazing. Yeah, it will at times, have a little bit of an issue, and we just kind of open it up and move things around a little bit and line things up again, and you're good. But that doesn't happen very often. It's always refillable, so you can get your refillable tapes and everything. They have a couple of different tapes that you can use in there too. Like one is like semi-permanent, and the other is permanent. But it's just super easy, and you can line things up really nicely. And when you're done, like here, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got everything cut. I think I did, yeah. So I'm going to press down on the trigger, if you will, and I stop and then let go with my finger, and it releases it. It's just perfect, and it works beautifully.
As long as that wheel, as long as you're flat with the wheel.
Yeah, Alan was saying.
Always works.
Yeah, Alan's saying as long as you're flat with this wheel when you put it down and roll it, it's not going to have any issues. But you get used to it. That's the whole thing, and it just works beautifully, and I love it. I wish we had some in the store to sell, but we don't. Oh, geez, oh, Pete. You know what I just realized I did?
Put it on the wrong side?
I did. I put the tape on the wrong
You flipped
side.
it over.
I put the tape on the wrong side. I'm a goober sometimes.
You just pull it off.
All right, so, you know, because I have to screw something up every single time we get together, don't I? I'm such a goober.
You should have fixed it. I interrupted
I can't, yes, you did interrupt. Are you, see? It's all Alan's fault. I didn't mess up. Alan did. Okay, I always screw something up. So I'm going to go ahead and start this over again. I'm going to go ahead and do my 1/4 inch scoring one more time on all 4 sides. Alan, let me do this before I don't start asking me questions while I'm fixing something. As Alan would put it, you're jamming my brain. That's what he says to me when I'm like overloading him with stuff while he's trying to think about things. He'll say, you're jamming my brain, which I always think sounds so rude, but now I get it. And I just realized now that I forgot to check and make sure I was doing that on the right side of the paper. So here's my fix for that. Remember I said you're going to feel that ridge? I'm going to take my little tool here and I'm going to smooth out those little edges that were left there from my paper trimmer because I forgot to score on the other side. And so I'm just I know, you know what? I'm doing this all on purpose so you guys
How many mistakes are you
so you guys can see me fix things. Okay. So we got that done. That's going to go just like that. And you can see how we have, Alan, will you come in? We need to zoom in again to camera 2. Yeah, to the other 2. See that little bit of pattern there with the score line? I don't know if you can see it there. We're catching it there. You can really see it in person. You don't see it as well on camera. And I really think I should have scored it again because I didn't come out as, you know what, I'm going to. I have time, so I'm going to. Remember I told you it's a heavy paper. I'm just going over it again because I only did it twice and I don't feel like it is as, you know, solid as I want it to be. Just going over the scoring again. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. I missed this one. There we go. Now that really pops. So pretty. So it gives it a little bit of a frame. So now we're going to do a little bit of playing. And let me see, what other sentiments did I bring over here? I brought some other sentiments. Let's see, what do I have? I brought these, but I wanted to see, I could use It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. That'd be great for putting a little wreath, but I don't want Christmas right now. I want to do something that's not Christmas. So let's do, that Congrats and Best Wishes is awfully gargantuan. Let's see. I have an idea. Let's do something else instead. I'm going to do it a different way. Let me get, maybe we'll do, hey, Alan, will you grab the dies for these? The die for this, my Hello Sunshine dies. They're over there somewhere.
Could you be more specific with, oh.
Okay.
I didn't know what over there meant.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp one of these sentiments. And I'm going to stamp the You Are the Sunshine of My Life, or I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do
Oh, thank you.
Wishing You a Sunny Day. That's what I'll do, Wishing You a Sunny Day. Let's get this over here. Move that out of the way. Put this in here. So this is literally crafting on the fly, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Wishing you a sunny day. And I'm going to stamp that in the black. So this is in Raven. Oh, Terry says, a nice fire, a glass of wine, and Angie demoing. A perfect night. Oh, you're so sweet. Sounds like you are having the perfect night. The fire and a glass of wine. That sounds great. There we go. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get this cleaned up so it's ready for next time. All right. Alan, I'm going to need you to die cut, please. And let's see. What I was originally going to do was create a little wreath. I was going to stamp a sentiment and then put a bunch of those in a little wreath, but I changed my mind. So I'm going to, is this the right one? It's not the right one. This is the one. All right. Here's my mint tape. Okay, so I'm going to need you to do me a favor, Alan. Do me a favor, please, and see that little bit of purple right there in my scrap basket there? Thank you. This is my little scrap basket.
Yeah, we should build
That's the same purple that I used, see? And I'm just going to cut a little piece here. I'm going to trim this down a tiny bit so I don't run the whole thing through the machine. And so I'm going to go ahead with this little bit of purple. Give me the plates. And I'm going to have Alan trim the sentiment that I just stamped. And then I'm also going to have him trim the shadow die for it at the same time. And I'm doing it in the purple because that is the same purple that I have on my card base. Because I do want things to coordinate. So while he is taking care of that, I'm going to do a little cleanup here. Because that's the kind of girl I am. There we go. Clean up, clean up, clean up. I used to sing that to my son. You would think he would be neat and tidy and clean his college dorm room now, right? Because I taught him to clean. Wouldn't you think that?
I don't know, did he?
No, I said you would think he would do that.
I never got into his room. I never got
He does not. Nope.
I don't know where he gets
He's
that
nothing
from.
like his mama. He's more like his papa every day.
That's not fair.
It's not a lie either.
I vacuum your office every day.
You do. You do. Here's the thing. My husband is actually quite neat and tidy, but I call him, when I refer to him, I refer to him as a closet slob. And what that means
Tell us.
is that if you give him a closet or any closet he has access to, it will be a wreck, an absolute wreck, because he is a closet slob. So he is a slob when it comes to every closet. All right, so this is how this is going to work. So we have that little bit of frame, right? Can you see that frame? All right. I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. I could pop that up on foam if I wanted. That adhesive in the back there. Oh, I didn't go straight down. Uh-oh. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Here I am and fixing another mistake I made on television. Kinda. All right.
Are we keeping track of how many mistakes we made?
I know. How many mistakes has Angie made today? All right, so put a little bit of tape on the back of my sentiment, and we're going to frame that. Give that a little bit of a shadow. Now that sentiment, I am going to pop up on some foam. Oh my goodness, who's out there?
I don't know, it's not showing up though, so
They're on YouTube. All of those are on YouTube.
yeah, I'm not seeing them, I don't know.
You're not seeing them? Okay, so maybe it's because they're blocked and they're only coming through to me.
I don't know.
Is that possible?
It might just be coming through the restream,
I seriously don't know what is wrong with people. Why they have so much time on their hands to mess with other people like that. Okay. So look at that. You could just do one.
She blocked and deleted them.
Okay, so they've been blocked. Perfect. So here we could do that one in purple. I am going to give these a little bit of a lift. Here's my little flowers. This one's really pretty too. There's one. And then maybe I go in this direction. I wonder if I could do pinks and purples. Is that like too much purple? Let's do a purple one in the middle. And then maybe get a couple of pinks. Will that be pretty? Talk to me, Goose. Do we like it with the pink and the purple?
Less is more.
Who says less is more?
Me.
Just purple or just one? Did we do just one? That looks a little meh.
You're getting yeses.
Yes, what? What are the yeses for? All right, tell me purple, pink, or purple and pink. Somebody said, who is it? Who said, Lisa, she says, can you have too much purple?
I don't think so.
I'm questioning that right now.
I don't think so.
Hello, Mata. Hello, Fada. Someone says Gail says go for 3. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Here I am at Camp Granada. Camp is very entertaining.
Am I supposed to mute the mic?
And we'll have some fun if it stops raining.
Use a little flower purple.
Let's do this one here. Yeah, let's do that one. I think I'm going to trim this one down. Or maybe you think this one is better? Maybe that one. And put this one here. All right, I'm going to put the heavier purple in the middle. And we're going to bring this one down here. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm losing my will to live.
Yeah, I know. I'm driving my husband crazy. All right. I just want to get it right. All right, that's what I'm going to do right there. Right there. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so I need a little bit of adhesive under these babies. And let's see. I'm going to trim this one down a little bit. Just a wee bit, because it's a little bit taller than I want it to be. And I'm going to put this down. I'm just going to put adhesive like in the center of it, because I want to be able to tuck and put things around and underneath if I need to. There's that. Then there we go. There's that. And then, what, Alan?
Okay.
And then I'm going to put that just to cover up those little edges. Make sure it is centered. Just like that. And we have a beautiful little wishing you a sunny day. Look how pretty! I actually like it a lot. I think it's really pretty. Yay! And Alan still has his will to live.
Barely, but I will let them know.
Okay, so on this card, if you look, if I can catch the light, see how we have that pretty little scored frame around it? You see that? You can really see it in, like, I can see it really, really well, but it's so bright in here that it's hard to catch sometimes. And so how many of these have I used now? Let's see. I still have so much left to keep crafting if I want. Pretty purples, pinks, all kinds of good stuff. All right. So we did a Christmas card. We changed up the colors a little bit, just a little bit. Went with some purples and pinks and made a card for spring. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the little fun thing that we did today, that little triple edge right down there with the scoring on the back side. And then this one has the little scored frame around it. Really pretty. It just gives like just little details. So pretty. All right. Mr. Hunt,
Yes.
are we ready?
Sure. What are you ready for?
You're going to go back to camera 1.
Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, let's do a fancy.
All right. All right. Hi, everybody. Yay. I think this worked out. Took me a few tries with my scoring, and but eventually I think I scored a winning card. Yay. I think they're really pretty. Really nice. Yay. So really, really interesting. So yeah, so Brenda says the scoring edges is much easier than embossing. And you know what, it just gives you a different look. You know, if you don't have a cover plate that does what you want to do, and you can score it. Why not? All right, let's see. We need a giveaway of some sort. What can we give away? What can we give away? What can we give away, Ellen? I have an idea.
Oh, I saw the smoke.
Huh?
I saw the smoke.
We're going to give away, I don't have the stencil set over here. Is it over there somewhere? Can you grab the stencil set for me that goes with this?
With what is that?
Go grab the stencil set over there.
Oh, the other one.
Yes, the other one. Okay. So since I used the Hello Sunshine stamps, you know, we always do a giveaway. The only way that we know you're here, and you do have to be here to win, the only way we know you're here is if you have a comment out there. So if you haven't left a comment yet and you're here, leave one. We're going to do a giveaway of one of our stamp stencil die sets, and it's going to be the Hello Sunshine because I did use part of it in today's card. So it's going to be all 3 of these, and I just need Mr. Hunt to give me a name. Give me a name, Mr. Hunt.
Okay.
Give me a name.
Here.
Okay. Deborah. Oh boy. Deborah, where'd her name go? Deborah M. M-O-U. M-O-U-G, but I couldn't see it all. Where is it?
You're kind of slow.
Deborah. Oh, come on.
Well,
Is she on YouTube or? Yes, she's on YouTube.
We'll get
Deborah, yes, that is you. How do you say your last name? Deborah, say your last name. M-O-U-G-E-O-T-T-E. Say it for me. I don't know how to say it.
spell it phonetically.
Deborah, you are the winner. Congratulations. Please, I need you to send an email with your full name. Phonetically would be great too. That way I know how to say it. But I need your full name and I need your complete mailing address. Send that to, where are you sending it to? Customer service at LDRScreative.com. Again, give me your full name, give me your mailing address, and we will get your full set of your Hello Sunshine stamp stencils and dies out to you right away. Yay! Congratulations, Deborah. I am so sorry that I almost mutilated your last name. I think that's what would have
almost.
That's what would have happened if I tried to say it. But
It's French.
is it French?
I don't know.
It looked like it might be. I don't know. Yay, Deborah! So fun. So all right, everybody. This was a lot of fun. I made so many mistakes. Deborah says thank you, no problem on the name.
But she doesn't know how it's pronounced.
I know. So thank you guys. I made so many mistakes, and you know, it was fun to try and fix them for you. And I've stopped being embarrassed when I make mistakes. It doesn't bother me so much anymore. And you know what? I guess, you know, there's a little lesson in that. You guys shouldn't feel bad if you make mistakes either, because we all do it, right? That's part of the handmade journey, right?
We all don't make mistakes.
Believe me, you make mistakes. Okay, like that was one, for example. All right, everybody, this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with us. I do believe that next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so we will not be here next Thursday. But here's what I will tell you. Stay tuned, because we are going to be doing a Black Friday frenzy. It's going to be a Black Friday frenzy. It is going to be fantastical, and so you're going to want to stay tuned. If you do not already subscribe to our newsletter, go to LDRScreative.com. If the little thing doesn't pop up asking you to join, go down to the very bottom of our homepage, and it'll say "Be in the Know." Type your email in there. Get that. Get signed up for that, because we will be putting out an email. We'll be sending it out to everybody who has subscribed, so that you will get a link and you will get the information on the Black Friday Frenzy. And if you don't already know, our Friday Frenzies are usually pretty doggone spectacular. So you're not going to want to miss it. All right, do us a favor, please, and give us a little like on this video if you liked what we did here. It'd be great if you guys would also subscribe to YouTube if you don't, excuse me, if you don't already. That way you'll get notified when we go live, or even when we put out a video, which we do weekly. We put videos out. Anyway, that is my long spiel. We are going to get rolling. I wish you guys all a fantastic weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Don't forget to sign up so you know about our Friday Frenzy, and we will see you guys the following Thursday after that. And I do believe, if I'm correct in this, we might be announcing at that time, 2 weeks from today, a brand new collection, I think.
Oh,
I think, yeah.
Oh.
Yep, I think we'll be announcing the new collection. All right, everybody, have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.